I'm going to try and do practice plan number 5 right here. This is practice plan number 5. So we start off with the imagination drill, which I talked about in practice plan number 1. So I'm going to skip that. Now, this next phase, maybe you want to be more position specific and you want to get after some stuff. So what I have here is the bunt ball and or drop third strike, catcher, pitcher, first baseman. So maybe you have your catchers here and you've got a coach over his shoulder, and you're dropping bunts in this direction. And if you're going to drop a bunt, obviously you can drop it in either direction. This direction creates some coaching ideas about, can you get around it, or is it an emergency ball? Is it an A runner bunting for a hit and you don't have time to circle the ball and you got to go make a play with your back to the runner? This particular bunt, if you feel that you're going to have to create space in. So lots of good coaching points for just a bunt ball for a catcher here. But I also like to do drop thirds where on the coach standing over him, I'll say drop third, and he'll go to the block, and then I'll just place the ball, and then he'll recover and have to declare in or out and record the out. And there's lots of teaching points there too. That drop third, if there's a runner on second base, you might have to drive him back with a couple looks or a couple pump fakes before you record your out. But in my mind, there's a first baseman over there too doing this drill with the catchers, and there's a coach over his shoulder. I had pitcher in case you wanted some communication on that bunt because it obviously it's relevant. Now again, I'm trying to be sensitive to space, so let's say you don't have a ton of space and you're trying to do all these things at once. So you've got this particular play, and then middle infielder figure eights. That's just up in here. You've got maybe 2 second basemen and 2 shortstops. And the idea of a figure eight is you have a coach. You have a coach sitting right there, and he's just rolling balls, and they're working on their feeds and you can add things as appropriate and forehands and how you want to feed the pivot, whatever's appropriate. And then transitions, catch and throw. So if you have a coach here sitting on a bucket and then you have a coach here, maybe you have space right in the middle. And the idea of catch and throw is you're literally just trying to make loud noises with your glove. You're trying to catch the ball and redirect. And, so maybe you have some guys right in the middle and a coach over here, and he's just firing balls and they're catching it and redirecting it, trying to be as quick as possible, trying to be active with their feet so things aren't turning them around. But again, so often we work on the catch, so often we work on the throw, and seldom do we spend time on transitioning balls, getting it out, especially left-handers. Right-handers have an advantage there because right-handers do more transitioning. But if you're a first baseman that has to work on that exchange from right field to home plate, that's a good thing to work on with left-handers, working on that transition. Left-handers' transitions aren't as good as right-handers. And then we move to the hit component. There I have a phase where we're doing hits. So sometimes kids sometimes kids don't like to be told what to do. But if you get a deck of cards and you flip a card over, and they can even flip it over. You don't have to flip it over. But an ace would be your call. Like anything goes. Whatever you want to do. You want to swing for the fences, swing for the fences. You want to show me you can hit and run, hit and run. You want to switch hits. You want to show me that you can hit from the opposite side of the plate, then switch hit. So the ace is your call. Be creative. 2 through a 10 is just rip it. That's your most common. And then a face card is a bunt for a hit. Regardless of your opinion on bunting, I do think we need to expose our young people to bunts. You don't know who their coach is going to be, and they should bunt. They should know how to bunt, even if they're never asked to bunt. And I like the bunt for a hit. I think it's something that is more prevalent in travel ball, the bunt for a hit instead of the sacrifice. Then the next one I have add one, subtract one. It's simple. You get in the box, guy takes a swing, you go +1, -1. And all you're doing is basically grading his hits in a very subjective nature, but he's responsible for adding them up. And then at the end of the round, you're like, what'd you have? I had 12. What'd you have? I had 7. What'd you have? I had 6. And it's just real simple. You liked it or you didn't like it, a +1 or a -1. You can be as critical as you want or as liberal as you want. And then now, so I love the 70-mile-an-hour BP, one shot for glory. Now, 70 miles an hour, not many coaches can throw 70, and I'm just throwing that number out there. And the reason why I think it's beneficial is, for young kids, they want to know what they're hitting, and if you're playing on these smaller fields, maybe you have some young coach that could recreate 70 miles an hour, and it's not a batting practice, 5 swings and move, 8 swings and moves. It's one shot for glory. You put it into play, it's over. Obviously, they got to have helmets on their head if you're throwing with some velocity, but you're trying to create an environment where they know every swing matters, and if you ground out, it's over. You're at bat ends, and if you rip one, great, it's over. But if you foul one off, maybe it's an at bat, so maybe they get to swing again. You could treat that however you want. In practice number 5, the last one, I have all eyes on the pitcher, the spotlight game. So one of the things I like to do with my pitchers is I want to make sure that when they get on a mound, they get on a mound feeling a little bit of pressure. So a lot of times I'll put the team in a semicircle around them, and I'll bring in moms and dads and sit them in chairs. And this doesn't have to be long. This could be the last 5, 10, 15 minutes. And if you are going to do it, and you know who you're going to put under the spotlight, you got to make sure they warm up before they do it. But it's a fun way to end practice. You say, hey, Jason, you're running the spotlight tonight. Go get loose. All eyes are going to be on you here in a couple minutes. And then for the last 10 minutes, you want to see if he can execute pitches. You want to see if he can do it with pressure, with everything on him. And you could be as creative as you want and create certain consequences and whatever, however you want to finish that. But that's the spotlight game, and that would be practice plan number 5.